Yes!
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of
Control Chaos with new microphones.
We're going to kick off with our first topic, which is the Ashley Tisdale toxic mom group.
Why am I so invested in this? Like, I mean, why? I'm it's all over my feed. Of course, everyone else is, but like, I actually am like very intrigued by this, possibly because it's familiar territory, right? Like,
You set it up. What are we talking about?
Okay, well, if you guys haven't heard, Ashley Tisdale has this mom group that includes Mandy Moore, Hilary Duff, a couple other people I know too. Like I'm a big fan of Emily Schumann, even though I think she's, I don't know. I'll go, but she's in there. Cupcakes and Cashmere. We've got What's Gabi Cooking. Gabi Dalkin is in there. Just a large group of moms that she was in this LA, very like, you know, they look like a White Claw ad, but like just very mom group. And she wrote this essay in The Cut. I really like The Cut, by the way. So I know I read all their articles, just saying that she kind of broke up with it. They were extremely toxic. You know, if she felt like high school, they were leaving her out of stuff on purpose. And the essay like blew up. And whether that and we can get into this now. I don't know if it's because people agreed with her or because I think it's very relatable content. We're moms, there's a lot of toxic mom groups. Now, that said, do I think she's in the wrong, they're in the wrong? There's two sides to every story. But it is really blowing up right now. And now Hilary Duff's husband, like he is trolling, going after her.
So also in that group is Meghan Trainor, who's a huge pop star as well. You know, so what I recently uncovered, which I think is interesting, and I've always sort of had this feeling about Ashley Tisdale, and now with Hilary's very famous producer husband, who came out and said that. And then I saw that Mandy Moore posted something like just in support of Hilary Duff's husband, like just something about some charity event he did. Right. Meghan Trainor posted a story about basically like, it was like a story like when you're just finding out about a toxic mom group you're in. Like she clearly had no idea. Yeah. Interestingly, too, is that Ashley Tisdale still follows Meghan Trainor, but isn't following Hilary and Mandy anymore.
Or Mandy, yeah.
But what I hear from everyone in this space, like when you read, is how sweet and lovely Mandy Moore is, and also Meghan Trainor. So I actually am starting to really think that Ashley Tisdale is the problem.
I 100% do. And I think a lot of people, first of all, we never know the story. When I read the essay, I thought it seemed like just a petty gripe fest. Like, I think toxic mom groups exist. Yes, 100%. Sure. But her essay just sounded, I have to agree with Hilary Duff's husband, just petty and bitchy and complaining, like butthurt. I hate that phrase, butthurt, but like that's what it reminds me of. It's just like, you didn't invite me to this. She sounded very petty and catty. I kind of feel like this is a her thing. She seems, I don't know, she seems kind of like she's the problem.
But I will say that Hilary Duff, even though I find her to be impressive, she's done some cute shows. Obviously, you and I both loved Younger. I know you found it later. Yeah,
love
so
Younger.
Good. She's had a lot of success, right? I do get a little bit of a mean girl vibe from her. And I will say that I also found that, do you remember her sister, Haley Duff, who was like really big for a little while?
Yes, I don't remember. Like, yeah.
So Haley Duff liked the Cut article that Ashley Tisdale put out. She liked it on Insta, and apparently Haley and Hilary, who used to be super close, have not been photographed together since 2018. And Hilary just recently alluded to like some family drama in an article with Rolling Stone only a few months ago. So I just get this vibe that maybe Hilary can ruffle some feathers, a little bit mean girlish, something going on.
I think, like everything else, it'd be almost ridiculous to think there's not some. Course, first of all, you put any of these groups of women together. I mean, come on, look at my Bachelorette. Like, you put a group of women together, and we were in our 40s. Stuff happens. I don't know. Like, I don't know if we don't grow out of that. Like, large groups of women, there's just some cattiness. I mean, like, that's the only thing I don't like about. I play a lot of tennis, but like, you put a lot of women together, shit just happens. So, is there some truth to maybe what Ashley Tisdale's saying? It's kind of funny you say about Mandy Moore. For some reason, I get a mean girl vibe from her.
Really?
I mean, I think that like she's sweet in some ways too, but I could see her being the other way.
Fucking God, we don't even know these people. Like,
I know it's
really
so dumb that I'm speculating this. I'm just saying the groups of women all together collectively, there's just shit just happens. So I think most people are right, but.
I'm so glad you just brought that up, because I was going to segue into that. This whole situation has made me realize something about myself. I have never been a person like our friend Carrie, for instance, who has a group of like 20 friends. And like, I can't go past 4
No.
because something happens, like you just said. There's always going to be, if you have a group of 8 or 10 girls, there's always going to be 2 or 3 girls that are closer here and closer there, and you're going to
Yes.
get left out. It
Yes.
happens to everyone.
And it still becomes, it's like we're programmed to be kind of bitchy about that. Like, I hate to say it, but it's true. Carrie, if Carrie was on the show right now, she would tell you her mom, that mom group, she's had a lot of issues with them and like the same things, but she does have this big group. I'm with you. I'd rather have just 2 or 3. Big groups just don't really collectively go together. It's knowing that about women is your first step to just being done with that.
But isn't it interesting meeting women who can be in these groups of like 10, 15, 20 girls? And I mean, sure, there's drama, but they seemingly don't have that big of an issue where they want to get out to this point of like it being, I feel like I would do what Ashley did. I would probably be like, toxic, I'm out, and
But
blame
I
it on
think
them.
some people can just live with different levels of drama like in anything else, live with more things. I think it exists in every mom group. I think it's just what you can tolerate. Everyone's tolerance levels are different. And for me, I'm with you. And also I'm just kind of at the age where like, I don't have as much patience, or not patience, maybe the wrong word, for like surface anymore. Like I feel like, we're doing a million things at once. My friendships need to feel connected at this point. Like I don't want to have like the small talk stuff anymore. I do that all the time. Moms drop off, we were friends, but with my real relationships, it's too exhausting. It's hard to keep in touch and keep your real relationships going. Like I couldn't do it with the 20 mom groups. I mean, they're clearly trying to maybe drop her, but maybe there's a reason for that.
Well, I mean, Hilary Duff's husband said word for word, when you're the most self-obsessed, tone-deaf person on earth, other moms tend to shift focus to their actual toddlers. And I'm sorry, but like, he's not pulling you are the most self-obsessed, tone-deaf person on earth out of thin air.
No, I agree.
So that's got to come from something,
her
right?
essay had a tone-deaf feel to it. That's my opinion on it. Can I just say one side point that we don't have to elaborate on? Like, why does Mandy Moore look so different now? Like, what happened to your face? Like, she's also got real thin. But besides,
very
like,
thin, yeah,
so thin, but like her face looks very different.
It might be the weight loss that has to
Could
do with
be.
it.
I was just like, I don't know. That's a total different. We don't have to get into that.
Sure.
But now that I've seen more pictures of her, I'm like, you look very, very different. She's a very pretty person. She always
very
has
pretty.
been.
Yeah, I think it has to do with weight loss in the face.
She's the thinnest I've ever seen her look. She's very thin.
She is so thin. I know.
Real
I
thin.
saw a picture recently too, and I was like, oh my God, it doesn't even look like her.
She looks like a little too thin, in my opinion.
I know.
Anyway, that's a total different thing. But yeah, I'm with you. The mob groups thing is such an interesting topic. It's relatable. There's truth to every side, but I do think that she seems like the problem.
Well, I also I will say too, my daughter's only going into kindergarten next year, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot more mom groups. She's going to be going to a new school, whatever. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of this, and same for you. I also think I'm not sure that any of my mom group friends I want to be like best friends with anyway. If it's like a mom group, like it
Me
sounds.
neither.
Let's just be friends, right? Like
well put.
Community related
and knowing
things.
that protects you from these feelings, hurt situations. Like being like, these are my. My friends here have been telling me for a long time, like once you get into like because I'm making some acquaintance friends at my kids' school now. But they're like, once you get into like, I don't want to call it real school, but kind of like elementary where they're going to be for a while, they're going to be like, that's where you'll kind of like meet your moms you get along with. But like, I agree with you. I'm not saying to like, kind of contradicts what I said earlier, don't have surface level, but like have friendships. They don't have to be on that deep level. Like we have things in common, right? We have the same walks of life, kids in the same class, get along with people, have your lunches, but like doesn't have to be like your best friend.
We don't need to be going on vacations and
unless you
intimate
want
dinners.
to, it goes that way, but you don't have to go that way. And then if they hang out with another mom from the group, I won't get upset. Whereas if you and Carrie like plan a trip without me, I'd be like, what the fuck,
Right. It's similar, I guess, to your tennis group, right? You're not like besties with any of those people,
not at
but
all.
you like
And, like,
them, right?
Not at all. And like that happens. Or like we have people like they get a foursome together and they're like, why didn't you ask me? Like I don't care. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason I care is because I want to play tennis as much as I can. But like, if they don't ask me, I don't take it to that personal level. And I think it's because they're at that level. They're my tennis friends or like your mom's friends from school.
I also think it's really important to have a lot of different friend groups for different passions. Like you have your tennis, you have your moms, you have your besties.
Yes.
Right.
And then you have your core.
Right. Right. And if someone else core comes out of those side groups, great. But like having 10 cores come out feels like, why do we need to be best friends with everybody?
And I don't feel like that seems authentic.
I was trying to say authentic and genuine together. Gentic.
Authentic. I don't want Ashley Tisdale in my group.
To end on that note. And how fortunate we were in a small little company that we worked in with like 4 people. We would have never met.
I was just telling your husband about that when I don't think he knew the whole story. I was like, I don't think you get how weird this was. We were like in one big room with
so weird.
And it was like you weren't allowed to talk. It was super quiet. It was me and Aly, same age, like 2 young girls. Then like, our boss and like her office down the stairs, like, and then this random dude who was probably like, I don't know, maybe was he like 30 probably back then?
He seemed like he was really old.
He seemed like he was 50, but really he was probably like 30.
All
and
right.
like, I'm like, we're all in this quiet, like old architectural building room. And like Aly just said, and Mitch thought this was so funny. I'm like, we had talked a little bit, and then all of a sudden there was like a beeping horn outside. And I get it. And this is the funniest part. As you guys all know, when you get emails from work, you know how they pop up in your preview in your corner. And it said vroom, vroom. Was that it? Vroom, vroom. That's all the subject said from this girl I barely knew. I click on it, and there's a picture of an ape, like a monkey man. And and then that was like our friendship. From there, it was like, that's why this podcast is here. It's like we became these humor soulmates. And that's when I knew. We were just like, and then from then on, we got salads together every day at that same place downstairs.
Remember we got them for free a lot?
We weren't allowed to leave for lunch. Like this place had so many weird rules.
We couldn't put our coffee cups on. It had to be in the particular orange mug that was
kind of Devil Wears Prada-ish if I look back at it. Just a very small, like, scale version of it. But yes, we got free food a lot from that guy. Gilbert? What was his, something like that. Not Herbert. It was yeah.
The weirdest thing about that job was 2 things. Number 1, I remember getting a phone call, like she like buzzed me from her phone, the boss, to tell me that my size, I was sighing too much.
I remember that. I remember you telling me about that.
So I would go, which
you did sigh a lot.
But what's funny? That was 20 plus years ago. To this day, when I sigh, pretty much every time I sigh, I think about it.
Do you know why? Because you could hear a pin drop in that room.
She said I was affecting like the atmosphere.
Very, very weird.
Really weird.
Very weird place. Like looking back now, I'm just like, I don't know. I remember I used to bribe you with Topsy Tales to write my press releases.
Topsy Tales to write a press release, yes.
And we both hated pitching. Oh, I hated pitching so much.
I still hate it. I don't ever want to do that again.
I hate it too. It's like my least favorite thing. And we had to make those press clips on the paper. It was just so archaic.
So we were our background was PR at that point, and pitching means that we were pitching media, like journalists, like to write a story about whoever our client was.
You're like it's like cold calling in a sense because, and I've been on the other side as journalism, and now I have such empathy. I mean, it's different now, totally different. But like
different.
Back then, you would just email people over and over and be like, "Hey, just following up. Did you want to do this press trip?" And it's it's kind of cringy after a while.
It is cringy, especially when you're pitching someone that has no interest in you and
no interest,
right? And so that was back in the day when journalists existed, and
this was real journalism days, guys. This was like, when was
there was no pay for play, right?
2005, 2006. This was like when journalism still existed. You still wrote real stories. They weren't paid for play. You brought these editors and writers out to cities, you told them around, and they wrote a real story about like where you took them, and it was just.
And
not
then
like that at all anymore.
No, the clipping, because nothing was really digital then. We would get an article, a
story,
in a newspaper or a magazine, and we had to cut out the masthead. We had to cut out the title. We had to, and remember how we had to cut it? How many people were reading it? Do you remember if we didn't cut it perfectly that we had to redo it?
Yeah, and I'm terrible at arts and crafts. So like we were both
always terrible.
Like, it was awful. I would be so nervous doing it. Circulation is such a funny thing to think about because now in the online days, you can see how many views you have on everything. I remember when that change started to happen when I wrote for Thrillist, and BuzzFeed was sort of the first company that like I had read that they like every writer had like a number, like you see like what numbers their stories get. So back then, circulation was like your magazine circulation, your newspaper circulation. That was the only number you had. Yeah, like 100,000. Like it's just so bizarre.
There were no millions and millions like there are now. Yeah, there was none of that, or like there were no. Yeah,
there was subscriptions really, or like.
There were fax machines. I remember sitting in a back room faxing local TV a press release about an opening somewhere and like hoping one TV station.
We lived in a time of fax machines. That says it all.
That's really crazy, isn't it?
And then we grew up in a digital way. It's never not fascinating to me that we kind
The
of
spectrum of
straddled
what
both
we've
lines. Like
Mhm.
our years, our old millennial asses have been
Yep.
through that time where it's been like old school to new school. It's amazing where it's a lot to go through, to be honest.
And we're very close to Gen X. I mean, you're almost
Very
considered a Gen
close.
Xer, yeah.
I think it's 1980, and I was born in 1982.
Yep,
So
that's
it's just like
83 for me, yep.
we're right there. It's
I know,
very
we are right
strange.
there. So I would say, like, a lot of the Gen X's, experienced the same as us, except I think there was a shift for us with cell phones in middle and high school and email that they never experienced until they were adults,
Yeah, good point,
right?
yes.
So which
Because the
played a
cell
role.
phones in high school, like, were still like, having one, it became a little bit more standard, but it was, like, a big deal to use it. Like, I remember when my parents got me one, like, "Use it because you have a car now." Like,
When
it
did you get
wasn't
a cell phone? What grade
when I
were
was
you in?
16,
So you were
when
a
I start
sophomore?
yes, when I started driving, they
Driving.
wanted me to have one. But, it was like you didn't use it all the time, and you couldn't
Mhm.
text or anything like that. It was just like an actual phone
Or
call,
playing
and then,
Snake
like,
on it.
down everyone had that yes, everyone had that Nokia. Then I'd say, like, later senior year, people had, like, the Razor and stuff like that.
Right. I think
But,
I
like
got a phone I was not allowed to get a phone till my senior year of high school, which now that you just said that, it really does kinda irk me that my parents were not at all worried for me to not have any mode of communication when I was driving. Like,
that
and
was
now it
yeah.
makes sense why I would get lost a lot and have to, like, somehow ask a friend to call someone to pick me up
Or,
because
like,
I didn't
if
know where I
something
was.
happens, an emergency to call, that was their
Totally.
justification, yeah.
Well, and we also only had, like, MapQuest. Do you
I
remember
cannot believe that's how we used to, like, talk about
print
like,
out
I know
directions?
people text and drive now, which is terrible. We're, like, driving and, like, looking at
Printouts
these long what's worse? These long papers being like, "Take a
for
left in
cells.
point 0.7 mile." Like, I don't even know what that means. Go west? Like,
I got lost everywhere.
it was ridiculous. Or
Yeah.
before that, before MapQuest, because that was considered a big deal, actual maps.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
things are fucking crazy. Like, so thin lines, like, I don't know.
I know, taking them out in the car and, like, pulling them out in different directions and I never understood that,
I mean,
never.
that was a little before our time, like, our parents were doing it,
Well,
but, like,
growing up, road trips,
when
yeah.
MapQuest came around, it was like, "Oh, look at this, it's so simplified."
It was revolutionary.
What? That's the word. I couldn't think of it.
And
Revolutionary.
also, remember were they called TomToms? The
Mm.
remember or something? They I'm really dating myself here. Those were, like, the first type of GPS.
Yes, Tom's Alley. Wow, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Weird, right? And you
That
would,
is
like, take the
weird.
little device with you and hook it into your
Yes,
car and
and then when cars I remember my Jeep, the first cars that had them inside, what a big deal
built
that
in.
was. It was kinda like when you had a cell phone in your car, you're like, "Whoa,
Right.
okay, fancy GPS in your car."
I'm
It's so
glad
bizarre.
we got to experience, like,
Me
beepers and
too.
cell phones and all
Me
these
too.
firsts. I know.
And then we
I
weren't
know.
completely in the online era. The Facebook didn't come out till we were, like, halfway through college, or I was at the end. I was a senior when Facebook came out. So it's like, I'm glad we had some time without that because now that's gone.
It really is gone, and I feel like it's very important for us to put our heads in the space of what it must feel like to grow up how our kids are growing up, so we can really understand how to talk to them about it, and beyond all the stuff about, like, screens being bad for you, forget all that because we know that, but just, like, the experience a child has of just seeing everyone on their phones, and, like, that's how you get all of your information, that's how you buy things, that's
They
how
see it
you
all the time. That's all they
Ugh,
see is
that's
people
all
on
they
their
see.
phones. It's
Yeah.
very scary to think about that. Like, whether you're
Mhm.
giving them they're on their own phone or looking at a screen themselves, they see people on phones, whether it's us or other parents or people at school. I'm sure a teacher. I mean, they see people with phones all the time now. That will always be the norm.
Yeah, I've, definitely started to do some things at home now where and I was just listening to I think it was Jason Kelsey's wife talking about this. But first and foremost, I'm making a very conscious effort unless there's like an emergency going on. I put my phone somewhere else when I'm eating. I don't put it near me. Mitch the other day had his and I found myself still focusing on his phone. So I
Yeah,
was like, and you'll just be talking to someone, right? And then your a phone will like light up and you can't even help but look at it. And then all of a sudden you're talking to someone and they're on their phone and you're like, "Hello, I was having a conversation with you." They don't even know they're doing it.
that's
So
a
the
really, really
addiction
good
of it.
yeah, I wanna do that too.
So that and then Jason Kelsey's wife, what's her name? I always forget her name. Because she has a podcast. I
I
forget.
just
Anyway,
forgot her name too.
I forgot her name. But anyway, she was talking to someone on another
Starts with a
podcast.
K.
Probably.
Maybe, I don't know.
Kay Kelsey. Um Actually, now it's gonna bother me.
I mean, me too. I feel like I see her all the time. I can't think of her name. I was about to look it up. If you're looking it up, I'll let you do it.
Kylie Kelce, you were right, Kylie Kelce
Kylie.
with
Yeah.
a K. Um, she was just saying how, because I guess their kids are, and maybe in their elementary-ish or whatever, phones are only gonna be found in the communal kitchen area. No phones can go upstairs ever. So everything has
Wow.
to stay here,
Good
and if
for
you wanna make a
her.
phone call, you come down here. If you wanna do anything on your phone, it has to be here, and then when you retreat, it stays down here. I
Wow,
thought that
that's
was
really good. That's
right?
really good. Yes. Because
So
I
I
don't think
think
phones at bedtime are so what I even last night, like, if I when bedtime with Charlotte, I put my phone, like, under her bed.
mhm.
I don't wanna hold it or be on it when I'm doing her bedtime or even
Right.
touch it.
And she's seeing that, even though she
Of
might
course
not
she
see it, she's
is.
seeing it,
No,
yeah.
she sees it, and, like, it's just, like, that's our time to read books and talk, and, like, I don't wanna
Yep.
even, like, touch my phone, so I'm really trying to but I just I'm gonna bring it upstairs, that's even
Mhm.
better.
So there's a really good, episode that just came out. I don't know if you ever listened to The Good Guys with Josh, Peck, and Ben. It's, Girl with No Job, Claudia
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ostrich,
yeah.
her husband. He does a really good podcast with Josh Peck, who's, like, a former, Drake and Josh, millions of followers. Great b he has a really good book too, by the way, all about his life growing up in the world of TV and whatever. But anyway, on their show, they just had Mel Robbins. It was their first guest, and they don't have a lot of
Yeah,
guests. Love
yeah.
her. First guest of the new year. Highly, highly recommend you and everyone listening to this
I'll
to
listen
listen
to
to
it
this
as soon as we
episode.
stop recording today.
It's so good because they were asking Ben and Josh were just asking great questions. They were giving great insights too about what they do, but they talked all about the phone and the addiction behind it and some rule setting and how don't test your willpower. Don't make it about having to fuck with yourself. Make it easier for yourself and create systems and habits. So, like putting the phone away from the table so you don't see it as a habit and
I
a
love that
system.
so much about all of Mel's theories. It's like,
Mhm.
it's so because that's so much more realistic. Don't be so hard on yourself or make it like you're forcing yourself. Exactly. Do systematic, just things you can like put it away. And
Yeah.
don't just be like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to put it right here and
Right.
not touch it because
Exactly.
you will. You will touch it.
You will touch it. It's addictive, and they all know it. We also see all these really scary things from whistleblowers and such coming out about all the metas and all these companies that are running our lives, YouTube, etc., about their lack of caring about the way all this interacts and affects children and young adults, and how they overlook a lot of these things because at the end of the day, they have to make their investors happy. They have to keep increasing their revenues. And I think we talked about this recently, right? How there was just a ban, was in Australia with social media, or I think it was Australia, and how already like over 1 million or 2 million accounts have been wiped clean out of Meta, and that's a big problem for Meta. That's money they lose. I cannot understand. How can that even be a question? And all these owners have children. So it
Yeah,
just doesn't make any
it's
sense to
true.
me. I'm
I
like, what am I
know.
missing?
I know.
Are we just getting false information then and they do care? Because I'm like, what are we missing here? These are not, they can't, Mark Zuckerberg cannot be that evil. I mean, is he evil?
I don't
I
know.
don't
I
know either.
mean,
I'm like, what is going on?
I just think his agenda is very
Shifts
skewed.
because of money? But you have
I
so much
mean,
money at this point, I guess.
I know, but I
It's
don't
so
know.
weird
Like
to
that's
me.
his whole everything.
Yeah.
Everything he does has it's everything with the phone. I don't know how he's going to shift that. That's like his.
It really
Like
makes no sense to me. It
I
just
know it doesn't. It doesn't. It's really a very hard thing to like wrap your head around such a contradiction.
right. Like you're a human being, you're not an alien. You're not an evil person, I don't think. You're not,
But you're going to keep pushing
not
things that are
Putin.
ruining our youth. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then all the things we read from whistleblowers, and we're like, how can this be someone coming from the company, who's like now exposing the truth? How can this be? That guy Tristan, that came out in that doc a couple years ago, Tristan Harris. He's called an American technology ethicist. What a term, huh?
Sheesh, that sounds very Darth Vader.
Right? He's the co-founder of the Center for Humane Technology, which is a very strange thought. Humane
That
technology,
sounds like an oxymoron.
right? Um, and let's see, Tristan Harris documentary. So The Social Dilemma. I'm sure you saw it. It came out
Oh,
in
the social
2020.
dilemma. Oh,
Remember
that was
that?
terrifying. He's actually trying to do good. He's a little bit of a vigilante here.
Correct. And you have to wonder how people like Mark Zuckerberg are not wanting to find a balance and come out and talk about these things. Like,
I
why is
feel
Mark
like Mark Zuckerberg is a little robotic. Like, he does seem like a robot. I mean, I know he's not, but I don't think he has a lot of human emotions as far as this goes. I don't think he gives a shit. I really don't. A lot of people are like that, Aly. I mean, really.
No. I guess I just don't know anyone like that personally, so it's hard for me
I mean, I
to
know, me neither, but like
right?
they exist, you know.
Hard to wrap your head around, especially when you have children. Um, all right, well, that gave us our AI portion of
We always have to touch on it. We always have to
I'll give
go.
it
I
back,
mean,
yeah.
it's really
Always
just
have
an
to go
AI
there.
podcast now, but anyway.
Well, and I was thinking too, like, the name controlled chaos kind of does feed into the thought of AI, if you think
It
about it, like,
does. It absolutely does.
AI
There's
is
no one that's
controlled
why we all touch on it every week. We can't help ourselves.
Planet of the Apes. The apes are gonna take over, who knows?
It's like
Same
that's
concept,
very,
right?
very, very true.
It
Yeah.
really is. I know. Speaking of, the end of the world, you and I watched Begonia, and I wanted
Begonia.
yes, and I wanted to segue into movie season, right? Award season, not movie season, award season. We just had the Critics' Choice Awards, which had some surprises with Timothy
Yes, it
Chalamet.
made me
Yeah.
wanna see Frankenstein more. Jacob took that
I have had
award.
a lot of trouble getting through Frankenstein.
Oh, you tried it.
I tried it a couple of times and I keep falling asleep.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
But I do like watching it. Visually, it's incredible. I think it's just a little slow. I think it's one of those movies that like I feel like you really need to go to a movie theater to fully experience it.
Some movies are really like that. I
Right.
agree. I heard One Battle After Another is like that, because I heard the way it was filmed. I need to see that.
I mean, we've got the Golden Globes. Oscars are being announced on January 22nd. The Actors Awards, formerly known as the SAG Awards, were just announced. And One Battle After Another is cleaning up. Now, yes, the way it was filmed was incredible. There is a great interview with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer
Yes.
Lawrence. Did
I
you watch
saw
it?
that. Yes.
Okay. Phenomenal
Loved
interview.
it.
And he talks a little bit about the cameras, which I love learning more about that because you introduced me to that before. I also want to say that I watched Marty Supreme. And
What was that like?
I thought it was really good. Have you ever seen the movie Uncut Gems?
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
Okay, so it has the same people behind it, Josh Safdie.
Uncut Gems was so good.
Okay, so do you remember the pace of that? How it was like he keeps
Just
getting
insane. Like
Yeah.
I remember like leaving that theater. I went to go see it, and I was just like, I feel like I just ran on a treadmill for like 2 hours.
That's how Marty Supreme is. It's the
Okay.
same feeling of somebody chasing after something and getting themselves deeper and deeper and deeper. Like you're like
It's
nothing
a little
worse.
stressful, but it was very exciting. Yeah.
Now the difference of Uncut Gems and Marty Supreme is Uncut Gems had a very like underbelly, like darkness, right? Because
Yeah,
a lot
it
because
did.
it was like
With
that
like
jewelry, New
the
York,
jewelry and like kind of there's gambling and stuff like that. Yeah.
and we know how it ended, which was
Yeah.
really shocking, right? So, of course, knowing when I watched Marty Supreme, I was like thinking the whole time, oh my God, is this going to end with this guy like getting shot or something? So I'm like, are they following the same concept? But I won't give anything away, but it was different. But it does have that same energy. There's just a more comedic lightness to it, even though it was still very like, oh my God, no, like what is this guy
Because it really
doing?
wasn't like that in Uncut Gems, which was interesting because it was Adam Sandler and everyone associates him with something light. And I was like, I just, it was so incredible seeing that. I've never seen him in a role like that.
I'm so sad he did not win an Oscar for
I
that.
wish he did because
know.
it was such a departure
I know.
from him.
And
Like
it was so good.
so good.
Also, Punch Drunk Love. That's another one of his.
I never saw that.
You got to watch that one because it's another one where you're like, this is Adam Sandler. He is so talented.
He really is.
Yeah,
I think him and Jim Carrey are two actors that can really play that other side, and like you forget how well.
Well, there's talks of Adam Sandler getting nominated for.
Saw that.
What was it? Jay Kelly. Yeah. With
Wait,
George
so go back to Marty Supreme. You really liked it. Very fast paced.
So fast paced. So I can totally understand how Timothy is sweeping up. He won the Critics' Choice Award. I don't know that I think he's going to win an Oscar for it.
I don't think he will. I don't know why. I've never even seen it. I just don't think he will.
Well, I don't think he will mainly because if you look at, I can never quite get away from Leonardo DiCaprio and how many times he's been snubbed for all of his phenomenal work. Granted, he has won once, right? What did he win for? The Wolf. Was it the Wolf of Wall Street?
No, it was that one where he's the one where he was like in the Revenant. What's it called?
Oh, The Revenant.
Yes, which I never saw. I heard. Yes, I never saw it. I heard it was just painful.
I watched parts, painful. Probably my least favorite of all
Yes.
of his,
I'm
right?
telling you, I've always said, I think they just felt like they had to give him one.
Right.
Because he had missed
Well,
out on ones he should have won. I think he should have won one 5 times by now.
he should have won for Titanic.
He should have won for Catch Me If You Can. I
Oh,
love it.
I mean,
He's brilliant in that.
there's just so many.
And
But
then
I
they
will.
gave him one for I just feel like it was one of those
Yeah, it was like
kinda
he
like
had
what they
to.
did to Denzel. They're like, "All right, you gotta have one, just take it." You know, like Denzel could have won one for a million other times
For so
too, but like,
many. What did
yeah.
Denzel end up winning for?
Was it Training Day?
Oh,
I
was
don't
it?
remember.
I don't even remember.
I don't
Um,
either.
Leo, though, he should have won for The Wolf of Wall Street too. I think that was also
He
iconic,
was phenomenal on it.
phenomenal. But I will say, out of all the ones that are hot contenders, because the Oscars have not, obviously predictions are out, but the list hasn't come out yet. I just think, even though Michael B. Jordan is up, who I thought
He
Sinners.
was very good
By the,
too.
by the way, he plays 2 people in that. Like, that's
He was
insane.
very good.
So good.
Yeah.
He didn't win the Critics' Choice Award, though, but he is up for Golden Globe, so I'm very curious. And now with Golden Globes, they split comedy and they split drama, so
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
up against Marty Supreme, or I guess, I don't know if it was One Battle. I don't know how they separated some of them, but some of them, I think One Battle After Another was under comedy too, and I was like, "What? Like, this is
Comedy?
weird."
Actually, Ryan said it had a comedic element. He's like, "You wouldn't expect," but I laughed out loud. He's like, "You wouldn't expect that, but you did."
Well, I think because Leonardo DiCaprio's role is quite interesting. He's a washed-up revolutionary, so
Yes.
they're revolutionaries, which in itself is not comedic, but when you fast forward 15 years later and you're watching a washed-up revolutionary being a pothead and, like, can't get his shit together, can't relate to that, there is a comedic element to that, and then, of course, the way it's filmed. Side note, Benicio del Toro, this is my favorite role
That's
he's
what
ever seen.
I've heard. He's
He better win.
amazing.
Yeah.
And also I heard Sean Penn is
Oh, yeah.
incredible
So
in it.
that's the other problem is Sean Penn and Benicio are both up. I'm like, I can't choose between the two. Sean Penn was phenomenal. Like, you
That's
didn't even know it was Sean Penn. Phenomenal.
I heard for people like Ryan, people have said that he was the real standout.
And then Teyana Taylor, who I don't know how familiar you are with her, but she's been around for a while with her music. I heard about her about 10 years ago, actually, because when I worked at Zumba, her team reached out to us because they wanted to see if she'd collaborate with us for like a little, exposure
Wow.
PR. So this was like before a lot of people, I guess, didn't know her. And I kind of looked into her and I was like, who is this girl? Like, she's not that big. And then I was like, oh, she has some music, R&B. She seems cool. Not that big, just like lots of paparazzi photos because her body is like insane. And then she got well known for, I don't know if you remember when Kanye came out with a music video a few years ago with this woman, and she was like in a sports bra and she was like in a gym and all sweaty, and it was just like work the middle till it hurt
Maybe
a
a
little.
little bit.
And it
Maybe.
like broke records. That was Teyana Taylor. So that like
Mm.
launched her sort of outside of music. And now she just came out in the Ryan Murphy show All's Fair with Kim Kardashian, which got meh reviews, but kind of a cult following weirdly. I don't know if you started watching that with Naomi Watts. It's actually kind of good. I don't know. I liked it. It's on
I
Netflix.
haven't.
But she is one of the main roles in One Battle After Another, and I just can't get over this woman going from this like R&B artist to this now Oscar contender. She's nominated for a Golden Globe.
Wow.
She is like sitting around Leonardo DiCaprio now, like they're old buddies, and I'm like, this woman, like, I love looking at these actors, or like these people rather, and being like, when you're just looking at them and you're like, how did you do this? Like,
I kind of feel that way about Michael B. Jordan. Like, he's sort of like,
yes,
I remember him from like Friday Night Lights, and like, I'm not saying he wasn't good in that stuff, but like now he's like contender. I mean, like, I didn't see that coming.
You're right. He went from kind of doing like more blockbustery, like
C-list, B-list,
Sylvester Stallone movies.
just
Yeah.
like, look at him. He is blossoming. He's someone that I look at, I'm like, good for you, dude. Good for you.
Yeah.
You are really, really, you're not just like a BC level talent. You're an A-lister. He's an A-lister now.
It is cool. You nailed it. Seeing someone who's D or C list, or someone who maybe just isn't really known for their acting, but
I mean, we've known Leo's A-list forever, right?
Correct.
Like, we know
right.
Timothy Chalamet, Daniel Day-Lewis, there's certain Meryl Streep, there's certain people who are just been there, but then all of a sudden seeing these people come up from the woodwork, you're like, I like it.
Yeah.
I like Michael B. Jordan a lot. I'm happy about his career.
Yeah, and to see them like be able to do just a complete 180 on you, like Timothy started with Call Me by Your Name or whatever. That was his first big role, so that already was a contender.
Good in it, though. But you know what? I don't know what it is about Timothy. He has an A-list vibe on him, even from
What
that
is that?
beginning.
I know.
I don't know. I really can't put my finger on it, but there's just it's almost like a Johnny Depp quality. There's something
Right.
about him that you're just like, you're special in this way where you're supposed to be doing this. Whereas Michael B. Jordan, super talented in a lot of ways, but he could have stayed in like, sitcoms or action movies. And then all
Right.
of a
Action
sudden
movies. Right.
and seeing him in Sinners, I'm like, wow.
Side note, Michael B. Jordan is so fucking good looking.
I can't
Like,
take it. I can't
just
take
look,
it.
he
He's
looks in the camera.
beautiful.
No, it doesn't
Beautiful.
make
His
sense. And
body, his face, his skin. He is a stunning person. And I'm just, yes, I could. Perfect. He's actually perfect looking.
you know who his fiance is, right? Or girlfriend?
I don't think I do. I
Steve
wanna
Harvey. I think they might be married.
Steve
Steve
Harvey's
Harvey's
daughter?
daughter.
I did. I think I have heard that. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
lucky her.
Oh, wait.
They break up?
Oh, wait. They divorced in 2022. How did I miss this?
Oh, God. That was a long time ago, fold.
Wait, that
We're
was a
off our
long time
game.
ago. I swear I just read them together. Wait, that's
Wait,
wild.
they were
Okay.
married?
They were
I don't think
married.
I
It
know
says
enough
they got
about him.
divorced. Wow. Okay, so he's
I
single.
think I kinda remember
Okay.
reading about a divorce now that you bring that up, but
But isn't
nope.
that funny
So
that he
he's
was
been divorced for 4 years.
how did I miss
They have kids?
that? No children.
Okay.
But there are some rumors of him dating someone, but no one yeah, wow.
Well, whoever he's dating is a lucky gal, I'll tell you that.
I always thought it was so funny too that his name is Michael Jordan and that he
I
probably had to put
know.
the B to distinguish, you know?
Yeah, I know, 'cause, like, sometimes they change their names because of someone else really famous, but yeah, that's
Right.
probably why he held on to that B for dear life.
Yeah, but now it's, it's a part of his it's like
Wait,
how, well, I was gonna say, so with Michael B. Jordan talking about, like, going from not that he was ever D or C list, but going from, like,
it's just
one realm of acting to, like, now
so,
you're,
like,
like,
he leveled up.
award
He leveled up in a
leveled
big
up.
way.
Okay,
Like,
so someone who I feel like people thought were gonna level up and I guess kind of
leveled
panned that we'll talk about was well, and we're still talking about movies, is let's talk about Sydney Sweeney and The Housemaid
Wait,
because
real quick before we even get to
yeah.
that, we have to go back just because we got off topic in our normal way. Begonia, do we think
Oh,
that Emma is
Begonia!
I
Sorry.
know, that's us, right, in a nutshell. I don't know if Emma still I mean, I thought she was phenomenal in that. I thought Jessie was phenomenal in that. I don't think that Emma's gonna get a 3rd Oscar, though, I right
So,
now.
you know what's funny? I actually rewatched Begonia 2 nights ago
You didn't
because
like it?
Mitch didn't see it. No, I did like it, but I didn't love it, and I don't know that I loved it when we watched
I
it,
didn't love it
right?
when we watched it. I liked it. I
I
liked
also
it.
so Jesse Plemons, amazing. Like, he should be nominated for sure. He
I
was so
think he
good.
was better than her.
I don't think she was anything that special. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
looking
either.
and watching it again
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think she's gonna win a 3rd Oscar. I don't think this was not like Poor Things where she was
on another level.
unreal. This was not that
Unreal.
performance. This was not that performance at all. I don't think she was anything spectacular. In fact, she didn't even
Move the
I'm not
needle.
no, she didn't.
It wasn't
And I
memorable.
agree with you. When we saw that movie, I liked it, but I was not like, oh, like when I
Right.
saw the things first. I did think Jessie was very good though.
He was, and of course, I did like the juxtaposition of, like, conspiracy theories turning real, like, that was kind of a
It was a
fun
good twist. Yeah.
a good
But I
twist.
agree with you about Emma. I did not think she was anything great. I mean, she's always a good actress, but I actually thought more about the movie after we saw it. I was like, I definitely liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like this great film. I don't think she was that great. It was just whatever. It was fine.
Well, they're both nominated for Golden Globes,
She's
and
not going to go. I don't think she's
I
going to
don't
win
even
anything.
think she should have been nominated,
I don't think so. I don't think so either.
and I'm honestly wondering if I wonder if she's probably gonna get nominated for an Oscar, like you said, not win, but
Well, I don't think she's going to win anything though.
I just don't think it's
I don't think this was a nominating time for her.
Yeah.
And like that's where things get like, are we just nominating her because she's a 2-time Oscar winner? And like, I don't know. I don't
know.
think it was an Oscar worthy performance or a Golden Globe worthy performance.
The one thing that I was, like, let down a little bit, maybe it's why I didn't love it so much, it didn't introduce anything new to us, like,
That's true.
I mean, maybe, like, the concept of, like, the aliens and how they viewed,
But that's not new. That's not a new like concept.
No, I guess that's not even new either, but yeah, usually that
It's
director
so not new that it's like boring.
but
Aliens trying to take over. And we want to give anything away, but
I mean, well, I guess we
oh,
kinda
whatever.
already did,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
care if we give it away.
But
Spoiler alert.
Yargo, the director, he's known for, like, I mean, look at Poor Things, like you said, the sacred killing of a deer. He comes out with these just like very like, whoa, like you don't think about it that way, or like
Poor
just
Things was so
and,
unique and different.
and
There's so
disturbing.
many new things
I
introduced there.
know.
This did not have new themes to me at all. Like, that's very actually accurate.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. My
Yeah.
a friend of mine brought that up to me and I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like
Yeah.
there's no
No,
new
that's
theme
I
there.
until you said it, I'd really click as well. You're
Right.
right.
And maybe that's why I felt like predictable in that sense of like,
It
we already
was.
know where this is going. He's a conspiracy theorist, like da 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 da. Like anyway, I thought that was interesting. Okay, so now
We're going to Housemaid. Aly and I saw that when she was here, guys. Oh, you're so excited your mic dropped.
oh my gosh.
Aly and I saw that when she was here, and yes, did we go into it a little overhyped? Probably because we were so excited to see it together in
Yes.
person, but, we were pretty let down. We were pretty let down by the movie as a whole, and it kinda goes back to a bigger topic, which is don't read the book first. Just don't read the book first in any film because read it after, or maybe because I've never read a book first. The only exception is maybe Devil Wears Prada, that measured up because,
Really
Meryl
measured
Streep,
up,
Anne
yeah.
Hathaway,
Yeah.
it's hard to go I'm drawing a blank on John Carnesi's wife who I'm obsessed with.
Emily Blunt.
Yes, like, amazing. I can't wait for the second one, but this Aly and I left the theater kinda thinking this screamed Lifetime. It just
It
felt
was a
very
Lifetime movie.
Lifetime
Yeah.
movie, like, very cheesy, very, like, overdone, and I don't know if they
Completely
did that on
unmemorable.
I don't know if they did that I don't exactly, I barely even really remember it because it was just so
Mhm.
that's how Lifetime movies are, right? Like, you watch it and you're like, it just sorta, like, goes out the other way because you're just it was such it's
It's
and don't get me
background
wrong,
noise.
I love a garbage movie every now and then, who doesn't?
Same, but it
But
wasn't even good
this
garbage.
wasn't good garbage.
No.
Exactly, it wasn't good garbage. Like, I love a good garbage movie. It's actually one of my favorite things to check out. It's so stupid, it's great. This was not like that, and I thought the book was really I mean, I couldn't put that
Great.
book down. Like,
I
there were so
know.
many but this just did not do it for me. It did not and
Well,
it
what's crazy is
right?
about the movie is it's grossed 122 million and upwards of that in the theaters. It's doing phenomenally well. I think it cost 35 million to make or something like that. So number one, it's very successful deemed through Hollywood. Very successful
Got
to the
pretty
point
decent
of
reviews too.
makes no sense. However, a sequel to The Housemaid is now in development that could
Of
see
course it
Sydney
is.
Sweeney return to the franchise. The next film in the franchise will be titled The Housemaid's Secret. Is that the second book?
That second book, which I
Okay.
haven't read. I haven't read any other books.
So it's based on the second novel in the book trilogy. Sweeney has already signed on to executive produce the sequel, and while there's no deal yet signed for her to star, it's understood that she will be reprising her role as Millie. And so I'm like, now you have to see it because
I mean, I'm gonna see it because I don't maybe I won't. I really was disappointed in it.
we're
Like,
disappointed.
Lord, was that guy hot. Holy shit.
Brendan Sklenar, oh my
He's
God.
so much hotter in that
Wow.
than he is in the other drama movie that everyone that came up too.
Oh, it ends with us?
It
Is that what
ends
you're
with
talking about?
us,
Yeah.
He was good in that. He was hot in that, but in this, he's like I actually can't get over it. That was the only redeeming
But do you know
quality.
what? As hot as he was in that movie, it still doesn't stick with me the way it should have. Even like the sex scene.
The sex scene was disgustingly
Wait,
cheesy and
side
dumb.
note, I don't even remember the sex scene. How
I
bad
don't
is
either
that?
because everything was just this mishmash of just stupid. And
Stupid.
not good garbage. Like, and even his role he wasn't even that like scary or he wasn't very good
No.
either. He wasn't chilling or scary. It was just like the whole thing it was really very not good. It was really
Which
bad.
which leads me to think of two things because I don't think any of those actors are bad actors, and certainly Amanda Seyfried has been the one honed as
She's
the best.
probably the best one out of the three of them
Still
in
felt
that.
overacted to me.
But like I
Well,
didn't like her either.
did she feel like it felt overacted?
Everything did.
Yeah.
And almost like a spoof. Like it just was not
Right. It felt fake. And so now I'm wondering that it has to do with two things, the writing and the directing. Because if you don't have, and Paul Feig he's had some good movies under his belt, Bridesmaids being the most famous. But if you don't have, I mean, Amanda Seyfried is nominated for a Golden Globe right now for another movie right now. And she's been around forever. She's done some great stuff. So I can't really use her as an example. But the rest of them, like Michelle, I always forget his last name, the one that plays, was it Enzo? His name is Michelle Morone. He's been in a few movies. He was also in Another Simple Favor with Blake Lively. And so apparently, I think I said this on the last episode we filmed, Blake Lively recommended him for this role because Paul Feig also directed Simple Favor and Another Simple Favor. And she recommended Brendan Sklenar, who she worked with in It Ends With Us. And she recommended Michelle Morone, who she worked with in another simple favor for the role. So she was like played kind of a weird role. But my point is
Put
saying
her
is
hands in everything she can.
correct, always. So Michelle Marone, he plays Enzo, Brendan Sklenar, and Sydney Sweeney. When you've got three, and I'm not using Amanda Seyfried as an example because I think she's more of a veteran and she's a great actress. If you don't have great writing and directing and it's based on a movie that sort of already tells, how much more, I mean, they could have made that really good. They really could have made it dark and
I think they
artsy
could have
and
made that good. It was a good book. It was a
right.
good script, right laid out for you. Okay, another good example. Gone Girl. I just rewatched that recently. That book was phenomenal. That movie's phenomenal. That movie's very good. It
Interesting.
captured the book. It's twisty. Good
Interesting.
actors, good directing. That's what it
So
takes.
I'm wondering then if this is the problem was both you've got 3 actors in there that aren't super
They're not that great.
they're
not
not
that great.
veteran. They were
Rand
working with
yes,
Amanda.
he's hot. Not that great. Sydney Sweeney, he's
Yeah,
not
right.
that
Well,
great.
she's still fairly new, right? Like they're not
Yeah,
these are novices if you compare them
novices.
to an Amanda Seyfried who's Mean Girls. I mean, that was so long ago and that's, huge for
She's
her.
much more of a vet. Yeah.
Right. So if you pair that thought with the directing and the writing, maybe that's why we sort
That
of
was the
saw a
recipe
Lifetime
for not
movie,
being very
right?
good. I agree. It
Yeah.
could have gone a totally different way, maybe with some more veteran actors, maybe it was a better director, but I thought it was garbage and not in a good garbage way.
And then really, what does that even mean anyway when the movie grossed $122 million and it has a sequel already? Does it even matter then that
No, it
it
doesn't
sucks?
matter. Most people loved
Made
it.
its money.
But most people love dumb shit. We know
Yeah,
that.
that's true. Well, anyway, I thought that was interesting and very sad that we were so hyped up for this and then it
I
ended up being
know.
dead.
I know.
But
At least the book was good.
we have the other one to look forward to that I sent you the book for, which is by
Verity?
Verity, which is by Colleen Hoover.
Yes. And we both love Josh Hartnett and Anne Hathaway's cast in it.
Mhm.
That's good acting.
I'm
That's good.
super excited for you to finish the book or
Yeah.
start it, finish it, whatever, because
I'm reading it now.
okay, good. I really want to talk to you about it. I don't know if we should talk about it on the pod yet or wait, but either
Let's wait
way.
till we read it, but is this gonna be another case where I read the book and the movie sucks? I'm gonna be disappointed.
But you have 2 veteran actors
Yeah, you're
playing
right.
the
This is
leads.
already better casting.
Yes, and you have Dakota Johnson, who I know isn't a veteran, but she's
I like Dakota. I know people are
I
kind of
like her
whatever about
too.
her. I mean, like let me put it to you this way: she doesn't. If she's in a movie, it doesn't ruin it for me. But
Right.
does she make a movie? Is she one of those? Probably not. I did watch The Materialist.
I was just gonna say she didn't make that movie, did
That
she?
movie was so bad that like I if I wasn't just like watching it zoned out at the end of the night in my bed, like that's like one of the movies I could have like walked out of. It was bad.
I always wonder when actors are filming because you're filming and the editing process, like you have no idea what it's going to look like. But do you think like just based on the writing and just any
They're like,
direction,
is this bad?
right? Do you think like she was in her head, like whatever, I'm getting paid for this, but this is going to be a bad movie? Or do you think she like literally had no idea?
She did the 50 Shades franchise, which gave her a lot of money, but it's not like that was based on good writing. But I mean, look, I ripped through those books. I mean, call me basic. I ripped through all of them, but I don't know. I think that's a good question. I'm not really sure. Like I said, she's sort of like this person like this for me. She doesn't make a movie. She doesn't take away from it. But that movie was just a dumb plot.
Yeah,
Just keep it all together.
I know, it really was. So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. But veteran actors, maybe it'll make a difference. I don't know.
I love Josh Hartnett. I love Anne Hathaway as
Same.
actors. So I can't help but think that's going to improve it. But I do think the formula for Housemaid, I think you're right about that. It just did not. You can give a book a good formula. Devil Wears Prada, obviously you have Meryl Streep. I mean, and then you had, Gone Girl, I sort of forgot about. Gone Girl was, I don't know if you ever read the book.
I did not read the book, but
the book
the movie
is
was great.
unbelievable, but the movie is very good. And they captured like that twistiness. They captured like,
The feeling that you had.
perspectives, like you get his and it's the same actually. Housemaid has the exact same setup as the Gone Girl, where you read it from all these different perspectives, and that's the twist, and like, and that's hard to translate sometimes. But Gone Girl just did it so beautifully and so well, and like that was so cool about reading Housemaid too. And like, it just didn't. I didn't get any of that from that. I just got a cheesy Lifetime that like Tori Spelling could have been in. It was just not good. The biggest, coolest thing in that book is when all of a sudden you read it from Nina's perspective.
Yes.
You get this like big switch and you're just like, holy shit. Same in Gone Girl. You're like going this way where it's like, oh, she's just disappeared. And then all of a sudden you read her entire calculated plot and it's just like,
it shifts everything. Right. No, you're absolutely right.
That's Housemaid. And they like didn't get it. And like I've seen that capture and they just didn't and that was just the essence of the book, in my opinion, the essence of the story of like all of a sudden you read where Nina's entire plan. Like I don't want to give it away, but like it was just so brilliant in the writing and none of that came through.
You just didn't really even care about the characters.
You didn't care. I didn't care about them at all. I didn't care exactly. I didn't care about them at all. The story was lost. It was just very bad. It was very bad, and it's unfortunate. But like, I guess it's not unfortunate for them. They're making tons of money.
And also it hasn't even started streaming yet. So I'm sure I don't think it has. So once it starts streaming, I mean, it's going to have a whole total resurgence.
Everyone's different.
Well, you get a feeling when you read a book, right? Like it's a feeling you can't describe, and it's what hooks you in. And
I've gotten a hooked feeling like that in a book, honestly, maybe even since I even texted you Gone Girl vibes. There's just something about that different perspective. It's like reading a journal. I love that feeling of a book when you're like kind of getting in someone else's mindset after you've already been somewhere else. And The Housemaid did that. It really did. The book did that.
Okay, last quick story because we're super over time. Is I just want to get your thoughts on this. So, do you remember when obviously you remember when the Palisades fires and happened last year? Yeah. What was that? It was a year ago now, right? Yeah, it was about a year ago.
I know what you're gonna say, and I'm like shocked. Or go ahead. Is it about Spencer Pratt?
Yes.
Spencer Pratt running for mayor. So,
Spencer Pratt, a reality TV star and social media influencer who lost his home in the Palisades fire, announced Wednesday that he will run for mayor of Los Angeles. The elections are in June. What do you think?
That.
What if he wins?
I don't even know where to begin to think about that.
Because
obviously I have one view of him, Hills, awful guy, sells crystals. I don't know. So for me,
did you see? Were you looking on TikTok when the fires happened?
Yeah.
Were you okay? I don't know what happened, but everyone's algorithm turned over to Spencer. Like that's when they went viral, and that's when she like ended up getting her music resurged and all this stuff.
They blew up during that.
Remember?
Fire. Yeah,
so it made me like him a little bit more. But
I'll give you that.
But I was going to say
his character was a villain on purpose in that show.
And he talks about that, right?
Of course. Like that whole show is scripted. So yes.
More so than I feel like any other reality show. It's really weird how we all got duped.
Scripted. And they've all come out and said that. So it's like he wasn't this villain.
Right.
He was just given a role.
Right. He was given a role. Exactly. And he was told he had to be the villain. And I can't believe still too how they were all like bribed with like Birkins and stuff. The whole thing was so crazy.
It's really disgusting.
But I was going to say about him is I think he has such an interesting and odd advantage here that most probably any other government elected or potentially elected officials have is his role on social media, in particular TikTok. I'm very curious to see what a role this plays in potentially him getting elected and winning, because
I think it's actually a very big advantage.
Right?
That's the world we live in. If you want to get those voters and those people, like you got to have this presence. Right. It's like anything else. You want to get a book published, anything published. This is the presence and the following you need. It's not about, look at like the elections. It's true. I actually think this would be a big edge for him.
I do too. And he has from now until I guess June when the elections happen to really ramp up. And so I was very curious to like kind of see how this unfolds. So let's keep tabs on it
let's keep tabs on it. I'm interested in that too. Let's see what happens.
And I weirdly kind of love him for this and also them. You can't deny his love for his wife and family. It's kind of beautiful.
And where he lives, his community. Right. There seems to be like a really big, like he's an advocate for it. So I am here for that. I am interested to see what happens there.
And I love a good candidate who just wants to expose all the filth and all the corruption.
I love that too. Expose it away, Spence. Get those crystals out.
All right, guys. Well, I hope
this was a fun episode. We're so glad to be back.
So we'll see you guys on the next episode. More great stuff. If you haven't seen or read The Housemaid, definitely go check it out. And we will continue talking about all the movie awards. By the time we do our next episode, the Golden Globes will have finished. So we'll know who won those, which can sometimes be a predictor for Oscar winners, although sometimes very much not.
And then let me plug really quick. We are going to be our guests on a podcast next week with Nikki Novo. We're really excited about it. But more on that. We'll post about that on our social media.
Yes, that's very exciting. She's a big podcast. So we're going to be on Soul the Living, which is a podcast run by our friend Nikki Novo. It's going to be a kind of a cool collab of like spiritual meets celebrity gossip. So
meets chaos.
Yeah, it's probably not controlled.
It's going to be great. Like the calm meets the chaos. It's really going to be wonderful.
I'm actually thinking we should rename our show Uncontrolled Chaos.
Uncontrolled?
I don't feel like we're very much in control.
I actually think that's a really good idea. We're not very controlled at all. At all. Uncontrolled. Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Let's change it. Okay, guys, we're changing it.
We will see you next
time. See you next week on Uncontrolled Chaos.
See you later.